and I love crypto. I don't have any. I have a little bit, but the reason I like crypto is for one reason. It's outside the system. It doesn't depend on the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank, or the Treasury, or Wall Street. Now, you like Wall Street, you believe in investing for the long term in the stock market for your retirement. I'll take laps around the rosary beads tonight. You're screwed. I mean, you really are screwed up if you think you're going to retire on that. I don't care how young you are.
Bitcoin is a digital currency, which is kind of strange, because if me and you wanted to make a digital currency, what does that even mean, right? Do you control some ledger, some Excel sheet that has how much we both have? So Bitcoin came around using this blockchain technology so that both of us actually control the same ledger. The same source of record is controlled by both of us. And later on, that ledger grew to thousands and thousands of other operators. And all Bitcoin is a history of the transactions from different keys. So as long as I have a 64-digit key, that stores money. And I could use that key to send you money, and you could use your key and send other people money. Nobody controls it. Nobody can just stop it, right? I can just ban Bitcoin. There's no way you can ban Bitcoin. So it's floating out there across borders. There's no borders for Bitcoin, but it's being traded for other assets. It's actually the biggest asset to trade into other cryptocurrencies. So when we say that it cannot be governed or there's no policy around Bitcoin, there's just simply no way to control it. If you are heavy in Bitcoin, it is good for you, because Bitcoin has been inversely correlated with the dollar in terms of the dollar compared to the other basket of currencies. So if the dollar crashes or goes bad, Bitcoin is going to go up historically. That's just how it's happened. Bitcoin has also been tied to other assets, but only in various times. To get just a brief summary, Bitcoin was pretty much tied to the S&P 500 for a little bit. And then as the oil crashed in March, I believe, everything got liquidated. So Bitcoin is considered a risky asset because it is volatile. And then it was not shielded away from all the capital being taken out of the markets. So I just want to make sure that people realize it's not really correlated with any asset. I'd say it's like a hedge or actually insurance to any other assets that you're holding. Not every cryptocurrency, the major cryptocurrencies on a milestone basis. So in different month periods, we actually predict kind of what prices each coin is going to go. And over the long run, it gets harder and harder to analyze, obviously. Even with the coronavirus fears and we don't know when people are coming back, it's getting harder to project almost any asset. But if you do have a thesis that the dollar is going to decrease in value compared to other currencies, if you go by the thesis, Bitcoin will eventually, should go up in the long term. Cryptocurrencies as a whole, we can get into that. It's a whole ecosystem out there. Also, it starts benefiting from the decentralization of governments and their policies as well. I don't think Bitcoin itself as a currency. It's not something that I would go out and spend it. There's just too many problems with the volatility. There's actually very slow transaction speeds. For me, what I look at is the technology itself, how that can be applied to other use cases in the world. So as an investor in Bitcoin, I would just put that as a diversification piece. I wouldn't say that's like something to go all in, that I'm going to use it to spend as a global currency. Other countries that have currency crashes, they actually fled to Bitcoin as a safe haven because it's one way to get out, right? You can buy Bitcoin, it holds its currency against a USD. And then if their currency goes hyperinflation, they still have some digital asset that can be traded. Although again, it's just on a USB drive or it's on a piece of paper, but at least they can fled to that as a safe haven. With gold and silver, it's actually kind of hard to trade it for some people globally. With Bitcoin, it's 24/7, you can trade it whenever you want. So that's where I say is kind of the difference between gold and silver. In terms of what is backing Bitcoin, mainly it's kind of the trading volume and then the entrance, it's a fiat gateway into other cryptocurrencies. It might help to kind of talk about the advancements of cryptocurrency through the years. 2017, 2018, when we saw the heights of the bubble, we saw it was like a year of speculation. People thought this technology would change the world, but no one really knew why. So all these startups came up to fruition. They had initial coin offerings, ICOs. People had this value creation from thin air, from just ideas, from just white paper, right? But money did fly into the ecosystem. A lot of smart people were in there making these startups. And then 2019 hit, we kind of figured out, well, is there a product market fit? Nobody is really going to use this if it comes out, right? So a lot of money then came out of crypto. So right now, there's the only form of investing in crypto right now that's popular is the initial exchange offering, the IEO. And those are still very profitable, and that's stuff we talk about in the newsletter. But right now is a globalization on this technology. With different currencies, there's a different milestone kind of structure. With cryptocurrencies, it's more about, well, does the technology actually work? That's one milestone, right? Did it launch on the testnet successfully? Did it list on different crypto exchanges successfully? Is there different media events that they have to announce different things? It's completely speculative. The problem is startups in general have less than a 1% chance of exit, but these coins go liquid immediately, right? Once they go on the exchange, they're liquid. They can fluctuate in price. Bitcoin is as a diversification play. If you're looking at the technology and the advancement in technology like me, I look more into Ethereum and some of the projects in Ethereum. So my Bitcoin holding is actually very low. I anticipate a drop in May, like I said, just because inflation will be halving, right? These currencies are all supported by a network of people, a network of servers. So the worst a person can do is try to attack it with hardware, and then that's just going to be futile. It's not going to work. Like you can turn off a server, but the whole network of servers still exists with this ledger. So in a short summary, it's not really possible. The 64-digit key we talked about, with whether it's on a USB drive, whether it's on your phone or a piece of paper, if you lose that, then you cannot transfer that coin out, or those coins out. So that is one of the biggest things that's bugging crypto right now. How do we keep cryptocurrency keys and key management in a better format? And that's in all the technologies that we're exploring, that's definitely one area we're looking at as well.
So how does a person like me not lose my key, or is it whatever it is?
The typical way is having a backup and then putting it in your sock drawer on a piece of paper.